Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now TGIF. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a Lakewood man was killed in a one-car crash this week in Warren County. Details coming up.
Plus, schools in New York State will soon be teaching students child sexual abuse and exploitation prevention. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a look at our Friday forecast. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt. And indeed, it is Friday, the end of another work week, and it's an extended work week for a lot of us since we have the holiday coming up on Monday. Here's First Defense Doppler for you. The radar is going to look exactly like this throughout the day. The time's moving, but the time's moving, but the weather ain't changing throughout the day. So it's going to be another great afternoon. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go out on the lake, and I want to mention this for a reason because the water temperatures are starting to come down now since we're getting into the end of summer, into fall. The water temperatures start to kind of cool off now, but it's still not bad. 72 off Buffalo and 74 off Erie. We have a pretty healthy wind today, so wave heights could be around 3 to 5 feet. So keep that in mind if you have a small craft, take it out there, or even if you want to swim out there, just be cautious of that as you go out there today. 72 over 61 was where we were yesterday. And again, this record of 95 set back in 91 is safe for another year. We're going to be nowhere near that through the day. So we'll talk about the forecast throughout the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny, a nice afternoon. So basically get out and enjoy anything you want to do today. 69 on the highest hills to 76 right at the immediate Lake Erie waterfront. And again, there's that wind that's basically kicking up out of the west-southwest today. And some wind gusts could be around 30 miles an hour. We'll time out the minute of this forecast plus the Labor Day forecast coming up a little bit in the show. Justin and Matt.
Already looking forward to it. Dakota, thank you. Our top story, a Village of Lakewood man died in a one-vehicle crash this week in Warren County, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania State Police say 35-year-old Chad Thompson was driving on Page Hollow Road around 6:30 a.m. Monday when his vehicle suddenly left the roadway and hit an embankment. Troopers said his vehicle then rolled over and landed on its roof. Thompson was pronounced dead at the scene. Troopers say it appeared he was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash.
Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputies say they placed multiple charges against a Westfield man following a traffic stop in the town of Chautauqua yesterday. Deputies say 34-year-old William Petch Jr. was pulled over on Route 394 for alleged multiple violations. They add that his driver's license was found to be suspended 9 times. With assistance from the sheriff's K-9, Petch Jr. was allegedly found to be in possession of methamphetamine and hypodermic needles. He was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance, possession of hypodermics, and an unlicensed operation, and he also faces multiple traffic violations. Now, Petch Jr. was brought to centralized arraignment to await court.
And schools in New York State will soon be teaching students child sexual abuse and exploitation prevention under a new law signed this week. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo signed Aaron's Law yesterday, which requires students in kindergarten through 8th grade to learn about the warning signs of exploitation and sex abuse. Officials say the lessons are practical and age-appropriate. Aaron's Law is named for Aaron Mayan, an abuse survivor and activist against child sexual abuse who has advocated for similar laws nationwide for over a decade. The law will take effect on July 1st, 2020.
And Jamestown Public Schools are gearing up to welcome back students for the 2019-20 school year. School officials say classes start on Thursday, September 5th, for K through 12th grades with an early dismissal at 11:30 a.m. The first full day of classes starts the next day for all grade levels, including UPK students. Jamestown High School students should report to their homerooms by 8 a.m. Elementary school start time is at 8:20 a.m. Middle school doors will open to students at 8:25 with homeroom beginning at 8:30. District bus service will also begin on Thursday. Now, district officials say they have several new goals for the school year, including using more technology in classrooms, focusing on serving more locally grown food at lunch, and equipping buses with collision mitigation and electronic stability control.
Well, happy Friday to all of you. Hopefully you are having a good day. And you know, Matt, it just hit me yesterday that this weekend's Labor Day. I know we've been talking about it all week in the news, but School starts next week
Yeah.
for a lot of area
Oh, yeah.
kids, as you certainly here in Jamestown. So it's crazy how quick the summer goes by.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah,
It was something.
yeah, absolutely. So we appreciate you hanging with us through the summer months, and we look forward to keeping you here as we head throughout the fall. Saying hello to Wendy, she says, glad my kids are grown up. She says, and in response to the sexual abuse story, she says, teaching cursive writing, not sexual abuse in schools, do that at home. Just her opinion there. Thank you for that, Wendy. David, hello to you. Andrew, thanks for tuning in. Robin, good afternoon to you. Happy Friday. Renee, hopefully you have a great weekend as well. Joseph, Corey, and Jeff have all joined us. Hello to you. And saying hello to Lisa and Rod as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in here on the broadcast. And yeah, we got a lot of good fun happening this weekend, Matt. A lot of festivities coming up Monday at Bergman Park, where they'll have a whole day worth of music and some great food down there. And then they also have the Callie's Crusade fundraiser, like they always do in Lakewood at the Rod and Gun. That's always a cool thing. I always try to get out to as many of those as I can, and certainly there is no lack of events going on in the area. And you know, the big fireworks show to top it. Which hopefully this year will go off, because I know in years past they've had issues with wind. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
We
know in the newsroom.
Yeah, oh yeah. Matt was standing underneath it. He almost got hit by a firework.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just kidding. Just picking at you. TJ after Rob, and to Christine as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Got a lot more to tell you about. Some good news regarding gas prices. Details in just a bit.
But first, officials say they're temporarily suspending road work for the holiday. Dakota.
You take a live look over the Presque Isle Beach Sky Vision camera, you can actually see the waves on Lake Erie. That's how strong the wind is right now, so just keep that in mind. We've got more of that weather to go through, but a little bit more rain will be coming our way. We'll talk about it as WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, officials in New York have suspended temporary lane closures for road and bridge construction projects on many major highways to accommodate travelers during the busy Labor Day weekend. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced the construction suspension is in line with his Drivers First initiative, which he says prioritizes the convenience of motorists to minimize traffic congestion and travel delays due to road and bridge work. The governor is urging motorists to follow the state's Move Over law, which requires motorists to slow down and move over if safe to do so. For law enforcement vehicles, fire trucks, ambulances, tow trucks, and construction or maintenance vehicles that are stopped along roads across the state. He also reminds residents that state and local law enforcement will be participating in the statewide drive sober or get pulled over enforcement through Labor Day Monday. The enforcement and education campaign is designed to prevent intoxicated and under the influence driving on state and local roads. Motorists can expect to see law enforcement stopping and arresting impaired drivers in order to keep New York's roads safe this holiday weekend.
Well, if you are hitting those roads for one last summer trip, here's some good news for your pockets. According to AAA, the national gas prices are on track to be the lowest this Labor Day weekend compared to the past 3 years. A spokesperson for the group says Thursday's average of a gallon of gas is $2.59, nearly a quarter cheaper than last year's prices. It also sees less money that folks are spending on gas for the Memorial Day holiday at the beginning of the summer. Now, here in Jamestown, the average price for a gallon of regular gas remains at $2.85. That price that Gas Buddy says hasn't moved for nearly 2 weeks.
It's the first health advisory this year, and the Surgeon General is sounding the alarm on increasing marijuana use in young people and pregnant women. And thanks to President Trump's donation of his second quarter salary, the U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary says they will be able to put out a robust public awareness campaign. In today's Health Minute, Meredith Wood has more on what you need to know.
A new warning from the nation's doctor.
I, Surgeon General Vice Admiral Jerome Adams, am emphasizing the importance of protecting our nation from the health risk of marijuana during adolescence and during pregnancy.
According to Adams, this is because of the dangers marijuana can do to a developing fetus. It can also lead to a lower birth weight. In adolescence, it can also affect the areas of the brain involved with attention, memory, decision-making, and motivation, Adams says.
No amount of marijuana use during pregnancy or adolescence is safe.
With 33 states across the country and D.C. legalizing marijuana use in some form, the Surgeon General's office wants to make it clear that doesn't mean it's now a free-for-all. The number of users are increasing. According to the Surgeon General's office, it is now the third most common use substance in adolescents behind alcohol and vaping. And according to a study published this year in the Journal of the American Medical Association, in pregnant women, marijuana use doubled between 2002 and 2017. Adams also stressed the THC in marijuana is sometimes triple what it used to be, making it more potent and more addictive.
This ain't your mother's marijuana.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Alrighty, Meredith, thank you. And the warning is the third Adams has issued since he became the Surgeon General back in 2017. The others were for opioids and e-cigarettes.
Now, what would typically be one of the busiest weekends on Florida beaches is now a last-minute scramble to prepare for a major hurricane. These are photos from the Air Force Reserve's Hurricane Hunters mission yesterday to gather information to help forecast for Hurricane Dorian. The storm is now forecasted to be a Category 4 storm by the time it slams the U.S., and officials are urging people to get ready. The question is, though, where will the storm specifically hit? The National Hurricane Center upgraded the storm last night to a Category 2. The winds have increased up to 105 miles per hour now. Dorian is expected to make landfall in Florida as a Category 4 storm come Monday. Now, every county in the state is under a state of emergency as they prepare for what may be the strongest hurricane to hit it in nearly 3 decades.
Yeah, I mean, how long does hurricane season go? Isn't it October?
I believe so, yeah. And certainly, we've seen some smaller storms kind of, make the national news, but I think this is the first big one for this year.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, and packing a punch, especially, the thing is, especially on a weekend like, Labor Day weekend, a lot of people, are off, so that's good, I suppose, because they can get their homes ready and maybe go somewhere, but... for something like this, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a powerful storm. And I know we talked about yesterday, a lot of people, including my family, we go down to that Space Coast and, off of Orlando for spring breaks and things like that. And, certainly a lot of those places could be changing depending on the amount of damage that they see.
Yeah,
so.
that'll be definitely interesting to see and how they respond.
Right, absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of people who are in Florida say that it's good because they are prepared for something like this.
Yeah.
And it's just like us with snow. Other people are like, oh, snowstorm. But for us, we just take more time on the roads and we have snow tires and whatnot. Schools are canceled, But I guess for us outsiders looking in, To me, it's terrifying. So I don't know what you guys think. Jeff Timegen, he says that hurricane season goes through the end of October. So
and Dakota says November 30th?
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay. So, yeah, that's a long time. June 1st to November 30th. But I guess it is what it is. So Joe says Jamestown's the place. You know what? Maybe that's where they'll send the hurricane, the people who are displaced, Joe, to Jamestown. They could come stay here. What do you think? Not a bad idea.
Maybe.
Not a bad. I mean, no hurricane here. You know, we might get some rain. Who knows? I do know who has those answers, though. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by with a live look at our Labor Day weekend forecast.
And later on, Jeopardy's host is back at work. Find out more as News Now continues.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
The water in the tropics is actually warmer during that time, and also the wind shear is lower. Tropical systems don't like wind shear, so that's why the hurricane season goes for so long. Here's the wide view on First Defense Doppler. Here's what's going on. There's a cold front that is just about moving through our area, and you know what this cold front's going to do. It's going to drop the temperatures and the humidity once again for the weekend. We got high pressure that is set up basically along the Atlantic East Coast, and that's kind of the reason why we have the dry weather right now. Zooming in close in, First Defense Doppler, absolutely nothing. Again, I mentioned it earlier, the time is going to be moving, but the weather ain't changing throughout the day. So what you see today is what you're going to get throughout the day. Let's give you a quick look at the Labor Day forecast here. And again, the rain chances, we have up the rain chances slightly here to about 35 to 40%. Temperatures should be into the mid to the lower to mid 70s through the day. It's not going to be a total washout, so don't freak out, but it's going to be hit and miss kind of rain showers as we go throughout the afternoon. Again, Justin mentioned it earlier, or I think it was Matt, school starts up after Labor Day, so this is the back to school forecast. So Tuesday, mostly sunny, high around 80. Wednesday, a few more rain showers, cooler 75. But look at Thursday. We'll see the bright yellow blob back in the sky, but only around 69 degrees. So if your school starts this week, there's your forecast. So let's give you a look at the HD News Now cam again. What you see is exactly what it's going to be throughout the day today. 70 right now. And again, we got a northwest breeze of 16 and a wind gust of 22 miles an hour. This is the key point here, the dew point. It's still in the upper 50s, but we're going to see this dew point drop significantly after that front moves through. And Justin talked about it. Hurricane Dorian. Here's the latest information. This is the satellite imagery. Notice the eye wall right in here. Again, when you start to see an eye like that, that starts to indicate the storm is actually starting to strengthen. It's Category 2 with 110 miles per hour winds. And here's the current forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. This thing will become a Category 3 by tonight and then rapidly intensify to a Category 4 just as it reaches the Bahamas. And the more devastating part of this is likely going to come into the eastern side of Florida as a strong Category 4. They've actually upped the intensity now to 140 miles an hour, the peak intensity. That's a high-end Category 4. And they have this thing curving back up along the peninsula. And actually, there's one piece of guidance here that we look at that actually shows shows the progression of the speed, and the National Hurricane Center believes as this thing approaches Florida, the motion is just going to crawl. It's currently moving at 10 miles an hour, but the motion is forecast to actually slow down. And here is where, this particular model is actually trying to show the landfall location. And you can see the landfall location. A tropical system officially makes landfall when the eye makes it onto land. And this is the eye wall right here, basically north of West Palm Beach. This is right in line with the National Hurricane Center track. And this is likely where the landfall location will be. But please keep in mind, this is a projection. This could change, but because of that, the biggest threat's going to be wind and rain out of this thing. This pink strip here maxes out the color table on our system. This could be over 10 to 25 inches by the time we go to late next week, or should I say mid next week. And again, that is the highest color on our color table, maxes it out completely. So this is one of those times where we hope we're wrong and this forecast busts, but it doesn't look like, but there's a lot of things suggesting this will likely verify. So a very devastating threat to them. But back here tonight, partly cloudy, ultimately becomes clear late tonight, 47 in the valleys, very crisp morning to 58 at the Lake Erie shoreline. Again, the winds will come down out of the west. Next 7 days of your life, here they are. 71 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday, more widespread rain on Sunday. Again, there's that chance of rain on Monday. Not going to be all day rain, rather scattered. And again, not a bad week to go back to school. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, community partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Rejoice, sports fans, it is Friday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, the Southwestern Trojans football team will be playing a scrimmage versus the Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack. In 2018, Southwestern finished with a 9-1 record, including a league record of 6-0, losing to the Cleveland Hill Eagles 32-28 in the second round of the Section 6 Class C playoffs, and the game was played at New Era Field. Meanwhile, the CSP Wolfpack finished their 2018 season a perfect 13-0, defeating the Mariah Vikings in the Carrier Dome 26-6 in the Section 6 Class D championship game, being crowned the champions of that class. The Buffalo Bills finished their 2019 preseason with a 4-0 record, defeating the Minnesota Vikings 27-23. Tyree Jackson, who played the entire game at QB for the Bills, passed for 175 yards and a touchdown, and also 78 rushing yards and a touchdown on that field as well. Jaquan Jackson finished with a game-high 12 total tackles. For Minnesota, Kyle Sloter threw for 163 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. The Bills will begin the 2019 regular season on September 8th, as they will be on the road for a divisional matchup versus the New York Jets on CBS. On Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Jamestown Jackals basketball team will be holding a private workout. The team workout will be taking place at the Physical Education Center at Jamestown Community College. Those who do well have a chance to be brought back for Jackals training camp, which is in January 2020. The fee for pre-registration is a total of $211, with last-minute registration being bumped to $232. Tickets for the private workout can be purchased on the Jamestown Jackals team website. That's it for Sports Today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Well, Alex Trebek, he's back to work at Jeopardy! The game show host announced on social media that he is currently taping Jeopardy's new season. Trebek has been away from the show for about 5 months now after he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. In the posted video, he says his chemotherapy treatments are over and that he is on the mend. The new episodes of season 36 are slated to begin airing on September 9th.
Wow, that's amazing. Pancreatic cancer is not an easy one to go through, and certainly our thoughts and prayers continue with Trebek. And Dakota, he's really iconic person in the game show world. I mean, he's been doing Jeopardy for a long time, and has really, I think, touched a lot of families. And when you become part of someone's routine, you know that you've made an impact.
Mm-hmm. And before Jeopardy, Alex Trebek hosted several other game shows. One of his most popular game shows, besides Jeopardy, is a show called Classic Concentration. And if you don't know what that is, look it up on the Google.
All right. I'll have to Google it because I'm not sure. But is it another type of smartsy type show?
It basically had to do with solving a puzzle. There was like a big board with a puzzle with images, and one by one you would pick the numbers off. Behind the numbers would be prizes. You had to find the prize, or example, for example, if there was, let's say, a computer. Right. And there would be one card that said computer under, square number 15, and you had to find the one that matched it. And if you got it, then you got the prize, and it actually opened up that space of the puzzle.
Okay. That's pretty
and
cool.
You had to solve it.
Well, now you don't have to Google it.
I still recommend you Google it anyway. Here's the 7-day, and again, crisp morning tomorrow. Some of us, especially in the valleys, will end up into the upper 40s tomorrow morning. And don't let that icon on Monday scare you. The rain is going to be hit and miss throughout the day, but I think as we go throughout the nights, the fireworks should go off just fine, and not a bad week to go back to school for all the kiddos.
All right. You gotta love it. Dakota, thank you very much. Hopefully you both have a very relaxing Labor Day come this weekend, and we thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us all week long. The three of us are actually back Tuesday. On Monday, I'm technically there, but not really. The Jesters Promoting Company will be hosting a special feature talking to a local musician. You do not want to miss this conversation. It's part of our Labor Day special come Monday. So we hope to see you there, because I will be watching very closely. It should be a great convo. And then the news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com all weekend long. You can stay up to date and in the know by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I'll be answering questions on social media on Monday about the rain, so I won't get a day off.
Dakota will be busy in your pajamas, nevertheless, though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what we do. Here's a live look over downtown Jamestown. Enjoy the day. We'll see you Tuesday, God willing.